Okay, so here's this Vortex 2.5. It's an awesome plane, so I think you'll enjoy it. There's a few little things that I thought I'd just put together this video for you. So under here, and this is really common, you're going to see this basically on every DLG, every used DLG. But under this tape on the leading edge here, so it's on both sides, partly for decoration, but also partly to repair just a little bit of like crack at the front there. It's a little bit of delamination. That happens on just about every single DLG that you find. So you'll see almost, every guy put some kind of reflective tape on it just to kind of, put a little bit of decoration. Anyway, so here is kind of, this video is not the best, but alright. So here's kind of how I have it set up. So your usual tail is on the right stick, right? So you got elevator and then you have your rudder here, right? So that's all usual. Notice though, so with this transmitter file that I'll send you, I also have what's called snap flaps on. So when I give it some elevator, you'll actually see the flaperons deflect a little bit, and that's to help it, as it pitches up. You'll see those flaperons go, and anyway, that's to help it pitch up a little faster when you throw it. The other thing you're going to notice about my transmitter too is that the throttle stick is up. I don't know if you've ever flown a DLG before, but that's how it always is. So the throttle stick is your flaps. So when you pull the throttle stick down, you'll see those flaps deflect all the way down. And that's how it's supposed to go. So when you're ready to throw, I have the momentary switch over here on the left side of my transmitter. I actually had to switch that over. That's that switch that, will go back by itself. Anyway, so when you go to throw the airplane, you'll have the throttle either at half stick or below, and that'll have a lot of flap. But then when you pull that momentary switch, that will be your launch button. So you'll pull that, and it'll straighten out the flaps and also give you some positive elevator. And it doesn't matter where your throttle stick is at that point. You can see it's not doing anything. You have to get it above 75% or 90%, something like that, before that will start controlling the flaps. So anyways, see there it's controlling it again. This is pretty common setup for the Tyrannus for a DLG. So maybe I can get a little better angle here so you can see it a little better. Okay. So yeah, again, when you go on the throw, you hold that momentary switch. That'll straighten out the flaps, give you some pitch up elevator, and then after the airplane pitches up, you let go of that, and then as it's climbing, you can raise your throttle stick all the way up, and that will set your flaps back into normal mode. You also have, so right now it's in its speed mode. You have cruise, and you also have your thermal mode on that switch there. So, yeah, everything's working just fine. There's virtually no repairs on this glider, which is also very rare for a DLG. So I'll also try to show you, I guess, how the tail, so I'm gonna have to disassemble this. So the wing, actually just, 2 screws. You don't want to over tighten them, but you just, get them snug, right? But anyway, so the wing just has a 4-pin connector. Just line up the positive and negative, and then just plug it in. It's pretty simple. The canopy, how you open it, and this is what you'll be, is actually just this piece of tape, this loop tape thing, whatever, anyway, and that's how it flies, and it will stay there the whole time. Just kind of push snug, and this canopy piece will come off here, and so anyway, in there is your receiver, and and then you got your elevator and rudder servos there, and just unplug it with that plug there. You can, so I have this little JST charger that I just plug it in, and it just charges the battery in the airplane. It takes about 15 minutes, and I give you a little over an hour flight time. It's just a little USB cheap thing. It's meant for like a little tiny drone, right? But anyway, it works for these batteries too. And it's just a 1-cell battery, so usually I'll stop flying the airplane when the battery voltage is consistently around 3.7 volts. You don't want to go too far below that, otherwise your receiver can brown out, especially if you are hitting all the servos at the same time. It could possibly brown out. So this tail piece, let me come around here. So this tail piece, so there's a wire going all the way through the plane, and this has a spring in it, right? So the spring actually is to give it, elevator down, right? So you're just pulling this this thing. So anyway, you'll notice that the wire is also just attached up here, and that's just so that way when I detach the tail, that wire isn't going to fall all the way through the fuselage, and then you have to fish it back out. I should be able to just attach the tail, and I wonder if I can do it. Oh, I got you on camera. No, maybe not. Yeah, kind of takes 2 hands to get that wire. Oh, no, I got it. Okay. So anyway, so that detaches, and so there's a little loop in there that hook, grabs. So and you can kind of pull on this wire just gently, and if you need to, you can move the servo so it gives you a little more slack. But you can kind of barely see that loop there. But anyway, just catch that loop with that hook, and then your tail will be set after you've, of course, screwed it on the bottom. Just a couple nylon screws, again, just snug, but don't over tighten it. Yep. So that's pretty much it. Let's see. Yeah, just let me know if you have any questions, and if you need to, just reach out over RC groups or whatever.